Another can of worms. The reason why 325 is windy is for maximum coverage. Just gonna draw it out. So if you want a fast option, there is 101 here. And if you want a fast option to 91 and 93, there is also 329. Conceptually, everywhere is covered. There is nothing wrong with them. If you want access to the mall or the MRT, just a light here. Nobody has to take it all the way. The reason why 325 is even like this, even though historically it wasn't, I've already talked about this. 325 is meant to hub spoke from all the bus services outside, 25, 55, 854, and stuff like that. It's meant to bring people from outside inside to the town, and that's the reason why 325 has maximum coverage. Talked about this before as well. The reason why 112, 113, two trunk services which got, I mean, they were the result of a merger of like different feeder bus services. Like this one is this, and then this one is this. Nothing too special about these. It's just a merger. And the reason why these routes are like this is because they don't want to cut off the connection to Kovan. You have to realize that some people, when they want to access the MRT, they don't like go here. They go here instead. And 112 just so happens to bridge this gap. I mean, I know 82 does it up till 82 does it up till like Hougang Avenue 10, but this whole area from like over here to here, I mean this is 112. When these people want to access Kovan instead of Hougang, 112 just does it for them. And that's kind of the reason why the closest point that you can loop at, I mean, besides here, which is kind of useless, is to send it to Street 92, which is what 112 currently does. And then, if I'm not mistaken, the old feeder service, it actually kind of looped here, but it got extended here instead. So that is one half of 112. And then the other half is just, might as well just merge it, so that you cover like Avenue 7 as well. That's the purpose of 112. And in the exact same fashion, 113, on the other hand, it's to bridge this part of Hougang Avenue 6. Again, this one, it just absorbs the old 326. Oh my god, the colors are the same. 326. Then it, same thing, it goes to Kovan, and then this part is like 321. So conceptually, it's a merger of like feeder services. There is, again, if you want to alight at Hougang, you can do so here, Hougang or the mall. You don't have to troll all the way. The trolling is only done because of connectivity, to give you doorstep access. So the reason why, even though some enthusiasts, they might find it like really inefficient, the reason why these three even troll is because of like maximum coverage. But more so in the case of like 325. These two are just a merger of different feeder services, simply because Hougang South bus interchange is no more and everything goes to Hougang. So listen, they have to merge them into trunks because of this, and then both of them, it's meant to be pitched towards Kovan. So yeah, I don't get why there is like so much hate for like these three when this is their exact purpose. And with all of that, the whole of like Hougang gets covered, and at most you probably have something like 161 that throws a little bit. I think it's like this, like this. Yeah, you have 161 that throws Hougang for catchment, and there's nothing wrong with that also. Because the 161, it gets you. Oh, this is very useful for like people in Hougang who study in like Republic Polytechnic, or they take 161 in order to like intercept 187 to IT College West. They do this a lot. That's the reason why 161, it is meant to be direct from Woodlands, and then within Sengkang and Hougang, which is SBS's territory, it winds for maximum doorstep catchment, and that's the reason why 161 winds. If you're not satisfied with 161 winding this area, which is not even like that long in the first place, listen, like just alight here. Or if you want to go to the interchange fast, just change 329. That's all. I'm not asking like a whole lot from you. This one is something similar to the 300G and W issue. The lack of like doorstep bus service. Many enthusiasts, they still either they're stubborn, or like they just cannot see the reason why the residents didn't like the proposed amendment of like 101 to Buangkok. I didn't say that. The residents themselves said it. Because you have to realize that nowadays, the HDB blocks, the way they're even being constructed, it's like the HDB estates in the newer estates nowadays, especially when you go to like Choa Chu Kang West or something, they are a literal maze, especially downstairs. It is really, really hard to navigate. And that's why when 101 was proposed to like do this kind of thing, I mean, now there is like 114 doing this unidirectional loop. The reason why residents even rejected this one in the first place is because if you're living along this general area or this general area, to board 101, you have to walk all the way this side, you have to walk all the way this side. That's the reason why 101's amendment was rejected in favor of just looping like this, so no one gets compromised. So 101 loops this way, 329 loops this way, and then 114 loops like that. Nothing wrong with it. Again, the residents decided this. I didn't walk up to the MP and then I was in Japan. I didn't walk up to the MP and say something like, hey, I don't like this amendment. Can you please undo it? I did not. The residents themselves chose it. And this is not a simple case of like 992 in the case of like, you just walk over to the other side, cross over to the other side of the road to wait for the bus. I'm not saying that. I'm saying there is a difference between going straight and then going like this. And if you really want 101 to extend to Buangkok, you have to do, you have to do this, this kind of like loop. And because you do this kind of loop, you're like essentially duplicating the bus stops along, as in like both bounds you call at the same bus stop. Oh, no, as in like, how do you say? When you do this kind of loop, you're more or less calling the same bus stop twice, so you need to have the red white. Wait, actually, do you need the red white? I don't think you need so in this case, because this side assume that it's going to Buangkok, and then this side assume that it's going to Serangoon is different, and you don't really duplicate the stops. You're just like call here, then skip, or like let's say skip, call here, and then call here. Stuff like that. And then I'm not surprised if like, how do I put it? I'm not surprised if the residents actually make it call twice. I'm not sure how it's gonna work, but you make it call twice here so that they have a better access to Buangkok. You can make separate bus stops, like in the case where, I mean, the case study is that service 300, they had one bus stop in front that goes to Choa Chu Kang, and then they had one bus stop behind that loops first before going to before. Okay, I don't know what I'm saying. Like 300, it used to be like this, and then on the way back, it would loop as well. So the blue one, they would call the stop in front. And then for the red one, if they're going towards the looping point, they would call it at the back. So the same thing can be done for like 101 in this general area. Yes, you waste bus stops, but if you really insist on 101 going towards 101 to be extended to Buangkok, this is the price you have to pay for not making them loop at this area. And at most, you can send another bus service like 43M renumber into 104. You send it either like this or you send it like this. Yeah, either this or that. But like, as far as I'm concerned, it is not really that easy to like merge, because 329, I do know that they trialed a DD before, but like this particular turn, this side, okay, this side is 9660 and M. There are no issues, but because it's a left turn, it's like really tight. In this specific context, they tried a double-decker bus on 329 once, and then they never tried it again. And if you were to do something like, you have to pick which ones. I'm just gonna put 104 here. You have to pick which ones you want to merge, because you have to remember that even though a double decker has ran this before, it is generally not recommended to do so. I mean, maybe you could use bendy buses in this case, since Buangkok can park bendy buses, but Serangoon cannot, as far as I know, because it's really cramped inside there. Anyway, Serangoon is like planned way before, and if that bus stop relating to the previous video, if that bus interchange is not bendy bus friendly, yet the interchanges that came after Serangoon, like Bidadari or like Buangkok, Punggol Coast, Pasir Ris, if they can have bendy buses, it just shows that like it's not really the entire LTA that's against bendy buses, it's just the bosses that are a pain in the ass. That's all. But anyways, if you can somehow get bendy buses to do this so-called combined merge service, then okay, I applaud you. But I'm just saying, if you go by what's allowed nowadays, I'm just saying, this one more or less it's DD restricted. Let's just take it that there was a trial and they didn't want to continue with that. All you can do is do this kind of merger, and then this one you kind of have to cover the, oh dear. Okay, so as I was saying, this one you have to cover like the remaining areas if you want to send this one in. But again, like this 101 and 114 merger, it goes back to this whole topic about, oh, I mean like, it really goes back to this whole like this and then like this. Unless you can do this, 101 and 104 cannot merge. Yeah, I know some people are like naturally really stubborn, but I am just telling you the reason why the residents didn't like this. If the residents are against it, we have to respect them. don't force things on others, and don't force amendments if they're not gonna work. That's the main point.